Um, More than, I don't think Salman is a very difficult man to style. I just feel he is. Um, uh, I mean, I've worked with probably the entire industry, but there's only one man who gives me cold feet when I go on the set, and that is Salman. Because they say that every person has in this industry has somewhere or the other needs that godfather. For me, he's been that godfather. So for me, I think the respect and the admiration and the kind of feeling I have for him is so strong that I think I get a little unnerved and perturbed when I work with him, because I always want to make him happy. I never want to see him upset, never want to see him because of costumes get upset over a film. So for me, he's been that man, but that the driving force in my life. So for me, he's never been an artist, he's never been somebody I work for, somebody I deal with in terms of costumes. And because my relationship with him goes beyond clothes, that not that fear element, but that element of stress, that element of nervous energy has always been there. And I'm glad I have that, because I never take him for granted.
One film, Tere Naam, which was a prominent milestone in Salman's career. So how did you style for that? It had two distinct looks. Salman, and the first half was different, the second half was...
I think Tere Naam, styling for Tere Naam for Salman was more of a team effort of the director, of Salman, me, his hairstylist Raju. It was it became a cult. I mean, when we started doing this, we that entire long hair thing, I just think people took to it so instantly that in the in small areas of the country, if you went, people wanted to get that hairstyle done. I mean, we did not even know that it would become such a big rage. I mean, everybody wanted. It was called the Tere Naam haircut. Just imagine. I mean, people started following it. So this is something that we didn't expect. Tere Naam was a very script-driven film. Costumes had to take back the back seat. It did not. Costumes was not important. Yeah, the feel and the look was very important. He loses his hair. He becomes mental. The kind of clothing changes from his typical flamboyant check shirt look that is before the interval, and then post interval where his look changes. I just feel that we worked on the feel of the character more than costumes per se.
And any other film where you really enjoyed designing for him, which you think was the best?
Like I said, there are films which I have fond memories of. Salam-e-Ishq, Mujhse Shaadi Karoge, for which he made me slog my butt off for that film. Then there was BV number 1, there was Dulhan Hum Le Jayenge. But I think Mujhse Shaadi Karoge and Salam-e-Ishq were two films where I really worked hard on those films, and I think it paid off somewhere down the line, because his Tenu Leke outfit became such a big rage, which was a very larger than life kind of a jacket, and I thought people will probably pelt stones at me and say, I mean, an orange and pink jacket, and there's only one man in this industry who can carry it off, and that's Salman.
And also Salman is a trendsetter, a style, he makes a style statement, and he has carried off things like a skirt.
Yeah, which we did in Mujhse Shaadi Karoge again, and that whole I think I cannot take the credit for anything. When somebody walks up to me and says, we just love the way you style Salman, I think I should not be able to take that credit, because if you open Salman's wardrobe at home, you will realize that it's all about personal style. I mean, you will not see what's really in Paris and London and New York would be in Salman's wardrobe. He is not a brand crazy guy. He's a guy, you'd probably see him wearing jeans and a muscle top and sitting at barista having coffee. Because he leads a very normal life, it shows and reflects in his clothing, which is his personal statement also. So I don't think, as a stylist, as being Salman Khan's stylist, I can take any credit for that, because the man dresses up the way he wants. When he wants to wear a gold color jacket, he'll wear, but if he does not want to wear anything but white and blue, he'll only wear that. So there's a lot of input that Salman gives me as far as his clothing goes, and I think that helps me understand what the man is and what his likes and dislikes are.
So in India, he is a trendsetter. He he makes a style statement and people follow it.
Sure. I mean, the kind of mails that I get from people all over the world, not only India, with Salman's style statement. I mean, he deliberately does not do anything to set a style. In between, he had gone on this whole thing that of wearing t-shirts and shirts which said things, which said captions, and it said me, and it said out of control, and it said different things. But that's him. I mean, he does it because he goes through this mood and he wears it and it becomes a style. So Salman deliberately does not set any style, but I'm the wrong person to ask, because whatever Salman does and these things, I feel there's a certain amount of statement that he makes, which is great. Because a lot of people make that effort to make a statement, but Salman unknowingly just makes it.
And his body, that is someone that a lot of people have followed.
I mean, a man who works out at 1 o'clock in the night and at 2 in the night, even after coming back from shooting, tired and dead as hell at even 10 o'clock in the night. I mean, if he doesn't have a good body, who will? I just feel that there is no conscious effort that he makes to maintain himself. He just is very disciplined as far as health is concerned, and that is why he looks the way he does. He is one of the most good-looking men in this industry, and because he knows how to maintain himself, I think it shows in his body.
He was also the 7th sexiest man
Yeah.
in the world by People's Magazine.
Yeah. That's because Salman, if you go to see, is by far one of the most good-looking men I have seen. So I'm not at all surprised that People's Magazine have voted him to be the 7th most good-looking man in the world. I mean, I don't think I have doubts on that.